Good afternoon to everyone. My name is M. Sharanya. I am studying BSc second year MPCS from Vivekananda Degree College. And today my topic is about pressure which students are facing these days. What kind of pressure they are facing? Let's look into this. Yes, pressure which is kept on the students by their parents and teachers. I will tell one experience which I have seen in our college. That is, one of our teachers said that the students who have failed in the exam, I will place your names in the notice board. So this is bringing negativity into the students. Whereas according to teacher, it is a thing that students will take this as a challenge and will pass the exam. But this is leading to depression, anger, and also cheating. If a student is successful in cheating the exam, he will be thinking to cheat another exam also instead of studying the exam, right? So in this depression, students are also committing suicide. It is tragedy that 21 of the students have killed themselves when they didn't qualify NEET exam and also they didn't qualify MSET or whatever. And pressure, I also faced a lot of pressure when I was studying intermediate. Pressure to qualify GMAINS and MSET. So lot of pressure. The parents are thinking that getting a job, earning money is only success. But whereas the student is also having some other interests. If we take a student who is interested in singing, and if you force him to study, he will definitely be failing in the exam or getting low marks, right? So when we consider a fish, and if we keep a test to climb a tree, it definitely fails. Similarly, when a student who is interested in singing, if he is allowed to pass the exam, he will definitely fail. And seeing his failure, so many, his parents, relatives are telling some words which hurt the student, and he is definitely committing suicide. So, in my view, I want to tell is parents should not force their kids. They should allow their kids to go with their interest, but not according to the parents' interest. And also, teachers should make the students should bring out the interest in the students instead of making them uh, pass the exam. This is what I want to convey. Thank you, ma'am.
Very nice, Sharanya. Uh, we are very, very sorry if some teacher in our college threatened to put the what do you call names of students who failed in a particular subject on the board, because that is unethical. It is not to be practiced, and maybe they did it to scare you, because we have this problem of attendance, where all students don't attend classes, and the failures are directly linked to students who don't attend classes. So maybe that was the reason, but then it is very unethical, because the marks that are awarded, or the marks that a student gets, is a very confidential matter. It cannot be displayed, and it is not for everybody to see. So the problem that we face in government colleges, not only ours, is all the 132 we have in the state, and when we were United Andhra Pradesh, is students not coming regularly to college and then taking the scholarship and taking the exam and then failing, and then our results, the overall results of the college are bad. So if a particular teacher threatened to display the list of failed students, it is a very bad thing to tell the student, and very unethical. But this could be the reason, to bring up the attendance in class. Anyway, we really apologize for that. I'm sure Suchitra ma'am and Bhavya
actually,
no,
in her view,
I mean,
she thought that it
no, I understand.
It's a challenge that students
we understand that.
Yes,
we understand
this
that.
should not happen in college. It may not have happened in our classes, but if it has happened in a particular class, then it is very wrong. And we three are senior teachers, and we cannot allow such things to happen in our college. So good you brought it to our notice. My only it's not an
Yes.
excuse, but the only other perspective that I can give is the teacher may be threatening students who are not attending classes regularly, because we have always seen that the failure is directly linked to lack of attendance. So that could be one reason, but it is no excuse. Now, coming to your pressure, the kind of expectation levels that you students and you children have from both your parents and from us teachers. It is almost, unnatural, and it is not possible for average students to cope. And see, for us also, even a small thing like student seminar, all three of us are anxious. Like after the class gets over, we are anxious. Oh, they did it well. Now tomorrow, how many will come? So that kind of, we are anxious. We convey that anxiousness to you. The same with your parents, because in India, like you rightly said, a good education and settling in a good job and then a marriage and etc. is all fixed in our society, in our culture. So parental pressure is also there, because parents' success are also judged by what children
Yes,
do.
ma'am.
Okay, not only our own success, but our success is also parental success. How good a parent you are, how successful you are, is what your daughter or your son has done professionally, and then how they got married, how many, even children become oh, they don't have a child yet, oh my god, 3 years since marriage. So everything is a pressure for us children or for us parents, and we convey it to. That's because of the Indian society. And if we have done, ours is a very old civilization, and if we have done so well over the years, it's also because of this kind of, we have these parameters, norms, cultural values that we have to abide by. And that can be very stressful. Now we understand. And as more educated parents, more open-minded parents, we do understand, and as teachers, what we are putting our children through. Very valid point. Okay, and I think we all need to ease and give the space, but then in our culture there are deadlines. 21 degree should get over, 23 PG should get over, 24 you must have a job, 25 is late for marriage, 27 you must have your second child. So we have these timelines, and if you all don't meet these timelines, then our pressure increases, and it is conveyed to you all. So we do apologize for what we are doing with you children, but then I think it will take time for the society, the culture to change as a whole. So, but then you all do well in your own pace. So if you do it at your pace and you are focused, then I'm sure you will be able to take this so-called pressure. Suchitra ma'am.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. I think I totally agree with Anita, ma'am. And before I can give my comments, let me apologize, because whoever has threatened you that they will put it on the list, because I always thought government students do not have any pressure from their teachers. But this has come to a limelight, which is very new. I think we'll look into it. Anita ma'am is a senior most teacher. Definitely, now that you have put into her ears, definitely we'll look into this issue. Now, coming to the point of pressure, yes, Ma, you have brought in a very burning topic, where there is a lot of pressure and hustle between the student and the parent. Now, I think why this has come today is that because today children are given more freedom to think, right? So earlier, when our parents told us you have to do this, we never thought that we have our own thought that we can think, I don't want to do this. We just followed what our parents told us, and we are well placed. We have no complaints against that, because that was how we were brought up. But now, there's a lot of freedom given to children, and I do agree with you, Ma, that sometimes there is a lot of pressure from the parents, that they want their dreams to be put forward in their children. As Anita ma'am said, definitely your success is our success. So I think that's where parents are putting pressure. But let me bring another point to you. I have gone through this hustle, right, with my son, right? So what I found was that when we give freedom to children, how far are children focused in what they want to do? Today they say I want to do this, tomorrow they say I want to do that. They themselves are unable to decide what they want to do. So in such cases, parents definitely interfere. And as I told, as Anita ma'am also covered, our society is not as free as, say, America. I always tell my son, had you been born in America, I would have given you the freedom to do what you want, because there is dignity of labor. Even if tomorrow nothing works out to you and you go and work in a bar or in a restaurant, nobody is going to question to you. But in India, it matters a lot. It
Yes.
matters a lot. Job stability matters a lot. I always have this fear. If you don't work, who's going to give you a girl? And nowadays girls don't want to stay and compromise like what earlier mothers used to do. So these are all the issues. So I would say that if children feel they are pressurized by their parents, they should come up with a focused idea and convince their parents. And yeah, parents also need to look into their children's ideas. Sometimes it so happens that really children are not interested, they have some real other ideas where they are focused with. I think parents should sit down and talk to their children, and teachers also. Good topic. It's a thought provoking thing. Yeah. But then the initiative should be from both the parents and the students. Look at our college is an example. In government colleges, there is not much pressure. What is happening when there is not much pressure? Most of the time, students are sitting out with their cell phones on their social media. So, do you think India needs that freedom? Now the
No, ma'am.
question is to you to think over, right? But anyway, that was certainly a very nice topic. I appreciate, and we are very happy that students are coming out with some brilliant topics. Thank you very much.
Sharanya, you have
Thank
done very well, ma. The screen presence is good, video, audio, you went with a natural flow, language is good, pauses are good, intonation is correct, and very well done. Good presentation with good body language, good camera presence, and very good voice also, voice and intonation.